Hey everyone, it's Q&A Friday, which means it's your chance to ask Mark the Guitar Guy a question, and I will answer it as best I can with my own little Kiwi Mark the Guitar Guy weirdness. So basically I've had a really cool question and it's to do with the action of the guitar. What I mean by action, I'll explain it in a second, but first let's have a look at the question. And it comes here, I'll consult my little iPhone, which goes off constantly with your comments. We have Wherever37, and he says, or she, I actually don't know if that's a guy or girl at this stage. Great video, good start, I like this person already. I have a question though that nobody has answered me yet. So it would be great if you can do a video on it. The question is, how do I know if my guitar action is high or low? Like in numbers, should the strings be X millimeters away from the first fret or what? And it's also, if it's high, how can we adjust it? Thanks, mate. So it's a really good question, and I love that everyone's getting into the question and answer thing, because it's really important that I answer your questions, because all these things to me, I'm like, it makes sense that you just blah, blah, blah. Whereas you guys will know what questions you need to ask me, because I don't think like that. It's been 25 years of playing guitar, so it's nice to think like a person who's starting out and has all these intriguing questions to ask. So let's get into it. There's a lot of factors with the guitar that can come into consideration when you have high action. So firstly, what is high action? I'm going to turn my guitar down the side here. High action is the distance from the strings to the frets, okay? High action means I'm going to pull my string up, it's going to be high action, or the big fat string. High action means the strings are quite a long way from the fret, which means I have to push down harder. It means it's harder on my fingers, it means it's more sore, harder on my hands, and maybe even causing a lot of buzzing and things like that when it comes to playing guitar. And these become especially important when you're playing bar chords. Bar chords are very difficult chords to do, a lot of strain on the arm, there's a lot of technique involved. Go check out my video if you haven't done already on how to do perfect bar chords. But a lot of it has to do with the action of the guitar. Now you could buy a guitar brand new and pay a lot of money and still have high action on your guitar. It's not price which makes the action high or low. It's simply an adjustment you can make on the guitar, or several adjustments that a professional can make to make the strings lower. So you'll pretty much know sometimes if you pick someone else's guitar up and you'll play it, and it'll either feel better or worse than your guitar feels to play. That's based on the action. I personally like really low action. On this guitar it's not particularly low, but I really like it when it's really low. I don't want to have to work too hard to play notes. I want to be able to play them and sound good and not buzz. Now if you go too low with action, you get buzzing. So you get this sound here. I'll play it for an example. That sort of sound. Hear that buzz happening? Now that's either technique or it's just that the action is too low, meaning the strings have been lowered so much that they're so low that they're actually just hanging off the frets. Now the distance for a guitar, it's for the technical exact distance for the strings to be off the frets, or the action, is 2 millimeters, or 5/64ths of an inch. For the Americans out there. So that's the technique. This guitar here is probably about maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, maybe even 3, so it's quite high action, so it is quite a hard guitar to play. But there's so many variations that can be done to adjust the guitar. You've got so many points that you can make the strings lower. Now this is something I prefer professionals to do. It's really easy to find if you have a shop that has a guitar tech, or even some people in the shops themselves usually know what they're doing when it comes to this sort of thing. They can take it out the back and do all the adjustments, bring it out, and you can try it again and see if it's better. And you can decide on whether or not it's enough, or you can go, hey, can you go a little bit further? So let them do it for now. I mean, I know how to do it myself, but it's been 20 years, so I've figured this stuff out. There's a few ways it's done. Either the nut, which is down the end here, or the bridge can be shaved and lowered that way, because sometimes these can be really, really high. So it's the plastic or ivory bits that are holding the strings onto the guitar, or where the string contacts the guitar. Those can be shaved down to be lower. Once again, don't do this yourself. You could mess this right up and ruin your guitar. So let someone do it that's a professional. And the same at the nut. There's another way though, and that's called a thing called a truss rod. Now if you look inside your guitar, most guitars you can either see inside here, or you'll see a little cap at the end of your guitar down the end here, the little plastic thing that's got some screws in it. There's a truss rod hidden in there, which is a steel rod that goes right through the guitar, and it can be tightened, which will pull the neck back, or it can be loosened, which can let the neck relax and come forward a little bit. So that actually quite a cool little thing that's going on the steel string guitars. Nylon string guitars, most of those unfortunately don't have that. So if you have high action on a nylon string guitar, it's not so easy to adjust. Steel string, totally different story. You can do a lot of things with it. So what they can do is they'll look down the neck, a professional, and they'll decide whether the neck has a warp, like a bow in it, or if it's too far that way, whatever way the guitar is, and they'll make the adjustment. Sometimes that's all you'll need, and all of a sudden your guitar is fine. So I recommend you go and get it taken in. If you feel that there's something not right, to say, hey, look, can you please set my guitar up? That's the important words. Please, can you set my guitar up so it's nice and easy to play and still sounds good? Pretty simple, and they'll just take it away and give it a go, and they'll know straight away whether it's going to sit right. Now, you might have a guitar that's sat right when you first got it, and it was perfect, but over time it seems to have changed. There's different reasons for that. It could be that over time the neck has moved because it's made of wood and steel, and things are going to move over time with heat and with moisture and with whatever, with time. Also, you could have put different strings on your guitar. If you put light gauge strings on your guitar, there's less tension on the neck, so therefore it might sit back a bit further and you might start getting buzzing. Or you might find the strings are too heavy, and like on this guitar, the strings are too heavy for this particular guitar at the moment, but they sound nice, so I put up with it. But they tend to pull the neck forward, so this is why the action is now out, because the strings have a lot more strength and tension. So when I tune it up, it pulls the neck out, and all of a sudden the strings are way off the neck, and that is adjusting the action. I recommend everyone out there, on a final note, this is my last thing I'm going to say, please get your guitar checked out. Please just take it to someone. They're not going to say this is a terrible guitar. You might just need new strings, and it will make a big difference, a massive difference. So it's worthwhile investing a little bit of money to make sure your guitar is playable and fun to play, because then you'll play more. And that's what we're all about here at Mark the Guitar Guy, you playing way more. Now, if you enjoy your guitar, you are going to play more and you're going to enjoy it more. So please, please, please go and get your action checked and get your guitar serviced to make sure it's all up to scratch so that you can enjoy yourself. I hope that's helping those people out there. Please, please, please let me know in the comments below. I always read the comments. I read every one of them on my little cell phone. Please let me know, and I would love to hear from you. And if you've got a question for Q&A Fridays, I would love to hear from you. So just write it down on the comments below. I'll check it, and if it's something I really want to address, then I'll do that. I hope you're having a great time with the site. I hope you're having lots of success with your guitar playing. I can't wait to see you guys again tomorrow for a brand new lesson. So stick around. We'll see you guys next time. Mark the Guitar Guy signing off. See you later.